Very good afternoon and greetings of the day, my dear students. Today I am here with the experiment of Ohm's law of class 12, in which the aim is to determine resistivity of two or three wires by plotting graphs between potential difference versus current. So it is a version of Ohm's law in which the aim is beyond the resistance. That first we determine the resistance, and then using the resistance and the cross-sectional area and length of the wire, we will find the resistivity of the material. Okay, so here you can clearly go through the aim of the experiment. You can see it. To determine resistivity of two or three wires by plotting a graph for potential difference versus current. Now in this experiment we need certain instruments. What are the instruments? You can see here I have listed out them in the topic or heading apparatus. These are voltmeter, ammeter, meter scale. Meter scale will be used to measure the length of the wire. Voltmeter is used to measure the potential difference. Ammeter to measure the current. Then connecting wires to connect all the instruments together according to the circuit arrangement. Then we need a rheostat to vary the current, battery, key, screw gauge, etc. Now in this experiment, what principle we are using, I have expressed it in the heading formula used briefly. I am not going in detail what is Ohm's law and how we are performing it right now, because our aim is to perform this experiment to find the resistance and resistivity. So directly I have explained this formula here, that the potential difference across the wire is proportional to the current in the wire. That is, the ratio V upon I will be equal to R. R is the resistance of wire. Definitely we will take various readings of potential difference and various readings of the current correspondingly. Then we plot the graph between V and I, and from the graph we will find the slope. The slope is delta V upon delta I, and that is equal to resistance. We all know resistance equal to rho L by A, and if I explain it, then you can write it as R equal to rho L upon area is pi R square, and then modify the formula for resistivity as rho equal to R pi d square upon 4L, where d is the cross-sectional diameter of the wire. Now here is the circuit diagram that we are going to follow. You can see a very simple circuit diagram. I have used a battery on the top. The battery has two terminals, plus and minus. Begin with the positive terminal of the battery. Connect ammeter. Battery positive and ammeter positive are connected together in series. The negative battery I have connected to positive voltmeter, and negative voltmeter I have connected to a key, and the key's other terminal is connected to any one terminal of the rheostat, and rheostat's other terminal will be connected to battery negative. All appliances, all instruments here I have used the battery, the ammeter, voltmeter, key, rheostat in series. The given resistance wire, whose resistivity we have to determine, we will connect that wire in parallel to the voltmeter. Now I will show you each instrument. We will calculate the release count wherever they required, and then we will discuss how to take the readings between V and I, and to plot the graph and how to find the resistivity. See, this is voltmeter, and you can clearly identify it as, here it is written V. Okay, now the range of this voltmeter is from 0 to, you can see it is 3 volt at the last. So range of this voltmeter to measure the potential difference across the wire is 0 to 3 volt. Alright, now what is the least count of this voltmeter? You can see it is calibrated as 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5 like this. So from 0 to 0.5 there are in all 10 divisions. We can count it very simply: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up to 0.5. So the first calibrated which is written over here clearly, scale on a division on the scale is 0.5 और वहाँ तक जो divisions हैं वो कितने हैं 10. So least count of this voltmeter I can calculate here is least count of voltmeter in observations. I first mentioning it, and it is 0.5 divided by 10, that is 0.05 volt is the least count of this voltmeter. So I have written over here least count of voltmeter is 0.5 upon 10 equal to 0.05 volt. Now this is instrument ammeter. Here is written small m into a. It means it is milliammeter. It is milliammeter, and just like the voltmeter, its range is 0 to 250 milliampere. The first calibration is 50 up to 50. There are 10 divisions. Okay, so if I divide 50 by 10, I find the least count of this ammeter is 50 by 10, 5 milliampere. These are the two terminals of the milliammeter. Similarly in the voltmeter also, the red one is positive and the black one is negative. Here mentioned is plus and minus, as well as sometimes it is not mentioned on the instrument. You can identify with the color. The positive is the red, negative is the black. So least count of ammeter, it is 550 divided by 10, that is 5 milliampere. I can express it as 5 into 10 raised to power minus 3 ampere. So my first work is to determine the least count of the voltmeter and ammeter. Now I have to take at least 5 sets of reading for the two wires. So I mark them as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the observation table, and you can see the observation table very clearly. I bring it close by. First column is for serial number. Then I made two major columns for wire 1 and for wire 2. In wire 1 there are two sub columns. One is reading of voltmeter, V in volt, reading of ammeter, I in ampere. Alright, and similarly in the second one. So first I perform the experiment for the first wire. I take the readings here. I will show how to take the readings, how to fill in, and then similarly for the second one, and then we will move on forward that how to calculate the resistivity. So I start with the arrangement of the circuit. Now students, you see this is the battery. It is actually basically battery eliminator. It is written over here battery eliminator, plus terminal, minus terminal. This is the knob to select the voltage. I will keep it at a very low voltage, that is 2 volt. And this is on off key, right? So if you put on, the LED will glow like this. It means the battery is working and LED is glowing. And if you put off this switch like this, since there is on off switch provided in the battery itself, so I am not using key here separately. Then this is ammeter, voltmeter, right? This is ammeter, and this is rheostat. Rheostat, there are 3 terminals, 1, 2, one side. Out of these 2, we will use the upper terminal only, and here this lower terminal, and using this slider we can move it forward and backward to change the resistance of the rheostat, and accordingly the current and the potential difference in the circuit will be changed, right? So now I connect the circuit. These are the connecting wires. Okay, these are copper wires. Inside they are insulated by different colors, rubber coatings, and these are the knobs. By inserting them we can simply put in the circuit. So these are the 4 instruments that I am here using, and I will connect all them in series by taking care of the polarities. I start with the battery positive. First I go into the voltmeter positive. From voltmeter negative I will connect into ammeter positive. Then ammeter negative to any one terminal of the rheostat. So here I am using the single terminal, and the other terminal of rheostat, the upper one, I will connect it to the battery. All instruments are, you can see here, connected in series. Now I need one more, that is the resistance wire, to be put in parallel to the voltmeter. This is resistance wire. It is made of nichrome, and to make it suitable to connect in the circuit, I have used 2 crocodile clips along with it, you can see. And before connecting the circuit, I measured its length. So from one connection to other end of the wire, it's 45, 45 plus 45, 90, and 92, 10. It is 110 centimeter long wire. Using meter scale, I have measured the length of the wire. So I connect the two terminals of the wire in parallel to the voltmeter. Since it is simply a connecting wire, there will be no case of any plus or minus connection with it. Now I will start taking the observations. So for that, I put on this battery, and you can look here in the voltmeter and ammeter. They are showing already certain readings. So first of all, I move this slider of the potential rheostat in such a way that go to one extreme end and see what is the minimum reading shown by this voltmeter. Okay. Now we can see this. The pointer of the voltmeter, it is on. I just count the number of divisions. So point of the voltmeter is, and whenever I take the observations, I will keep my eye level exactly perpendicular to this voltmeter. Okay, बिल्कुल मुझे इसको perpendicular रखना है. So you can see this pointer position, and the pointer position is on 8th division on voltmeter, and simultaneously it is on again 8th division in ammeter also. All right, you can see I have noted down the two readings is in voltmeter column 8, the 8th division multiplied by its least count 0.05. In ammeter column it is 8, 8th division into least count is 5 into 10 to the power minus 3. So the two readings I have noted down. I will take other readings also in the similar way, and I note down them. And for that, to change the reading, I slide this rheostat slider, and I change the voltmeter reading by 2 divisions. Means I brought it up to 10, and here it is changed to 11. So I note down it here 10 into 0.05, and it becomes 11 into 5 into 10 raised to the power minus 3. Then I slide it by 2 more divisions. Voltmeter reading becomes now 12 divisions, and ammeter reading becomes approximately 13. So it is 12 into 0.05, it is 13 into 5 into 10 raised to the power minus 3. Then I bring it, the voltmeter reading up to 14. It is 14 and it is 15. 14 into 0.05, it is 15 into 5 into 10 raised to the power minus 3. Then I make it voltmeter reading up to 16th division. Here it is 16 into 0.05. This changes by 17 into 5 into 10 to the power minus 3. Take one more reading. Voltmeter reading 18 and ammeter reading 19. So 6th reading, it is 18 into 0.05 into 19 into 5 into 10 raised to the power minus 3. Now I will show you how to plot the graph. You can see I have taken a graph paper, and on this graph paper there is one vertical axis, there is another horizontal axis. On vertical axis I have taken voltage, and on horizontal axis I have taken current. Now from the readings, what I observe, my starting reading is 8, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13 like this, and the least count I have written separately. So accordingly I have chosen here that on the voltage axis 1 square column is equal to 1 division into 0.05 volt, and on x axis, that is current axis, I again taken 1 square column equal to 1 division into 5 into 10 to the power minus 3 ampere. Alright. Now since my starting reading is 8, so why to waste the unnecessary columns? I take a kink here. on the scale. I take a kink here. Then you can see I directly written over 7. 1 division I have to mark, and lastly I have to go up to 18. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 like this. And here also 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 like this. Now I choose the points. The points are 8 for voltmeter and 8 for ammeter. Means this is my first point. Then 10 and 11. Here is 10 and here is 11. Then 12 and 13. It's 12 and this is 13. 14, 15, from this side it is 14 and here it is 15. Then 16, 17, this is 16, this is 17. Then 18 and 19. Now I join all these points by a scale, and the point which is a little different, which is not following the Ohm's law criteria, I exclude that point. So I see that most of the points are on this line, or not only most of the points, rather all the points except the first reading. So I exclude the first reading. Now from this graph, I have to take the slope to find the resistance. For slope, you can choose these points or you can choose other points also. It doesn't matter. So I take this point and this point. Then corresponding to this point, I draw two lines vertically, and then two lines horizontally. Yes, right. So you can see that here I find the delta V value is how much? It is 18 minus 10. 18 minus 10, that is 8 into 0.05 volt. And here from this side I find delta I, that is 19 minus 11. 19 minus 11, the difference is 8 into least count is 5 into 10 to the power minus 3 ampere. So in this way I have calculate the slope from this graph. Okay. Now I come to the observation table. See, length of the wire that we have measured, it was approximately 95 centimeter. ओके, सेकंड वायर अभी मैंने नहीं लिया, सो मैं नहीं लिख रहा. स्क्रू गेज वाला भी आपको बताता हूँ. अभी मैंने स्लोप कैलकुलेट किया. सो स्लोप फॉर द फर्स्ट वायर R1 इज डेल्टा V अपॉन डेल्टा I. व्हाट वाज द वैल्यू ऑफ डेल्टा V? इट वाज 8 into 0.05 and delta I 8 into 5 into 10 raised to power minus 3. 8 and 8 cancel. 5 and 5 will be cancelled. Here it is 10 to the power minus 2. It is 10 to the power minus 3. Take it in numerator. It will become minus 2 plus 3. Means the resistance of the wire is 10. Now for the further calculations I require screw goes to find its diameter and then to find length and then to calculate the resistivity. Now you can see here, this is a screw that I am going to use to find the diameter, cross section diameter of the wire. You see here on this screw gauge there are two scales. With the help of ratchet, if I move it like this, you can see a fixed scale is seen here, and on the fixed scale the calibrations marked are in all total 25 and each of 1 millimeter, right? So if I rotate it once, then all 100 divisions on this circular scale, they rotate and come to the same reference line again, then it advances or goes back by 1 millimeter, that is 1 division. That is called pitch of this screw. screw goes, right? And on the circular scale there are total 100 divisions. So by moving 100 divisions on circular scale, the pitch is covered. It means 1 centimeter distance is covered, or this is the distance between two threads of this screw goes. Dividing this 1 millimeter, the pitch, by 100 divisions on circular scale, we will know what is its least count. Okay, so its least count is 1 millimeter divided by 100, that is 0.01 millimeter, means 0.001 centimeter. Now you see, these two studs must be in contact for zero reading. So with the help of ratchet, I bring them in contact, and you can hear a sound. It means they are in perfect contact. This time the reference line should coincide with the zero of the circular scale, but here you can't see there is a zero. It is rather 81 division. This division is more than 50, means the screw gauge has zero error. And how much is this zero error? It is 100 minus 81. 100 minus 81, that is 19 into 0.001, and it is a negative error. So first I record this negative error of the screw gauge, and that is minus, I will just show you how to write it. Zero error of the screw gauge, the division coinciding was 81, so I write minus 100 minus 81 into least count 0.001 centimeter, so it becomes minus 0.019 centimeter is the error of this screw gauge. Now I take this wire and I place this wire between the two studs of the screw gauge. For this I open it, and from anywhere where I find this wire is almost straight, so I place it in between the two studs. Okay, and then slowly I move the ratchet so that the wire is exactly between the two studs in contact, and a sound is produced by ratchet, confirming that it is exactly between the two studs, and the thickness of the wire, that is the diameter of the wire, is measured by the screw gauge. I see here there is no division seen on the main scale, but circular scale division it is 35. You can see over here it is 35. It means diameter of this screw gauge is, cross section diameter of wire is 35 into 0.001, means 0.035 centimeter. Now the correct diameter is, measured diameter 0.035 minus zero error with sign, minus 0.019, that is 0.035 plus 0.019, it becomes 9 and 5 14, carry 1, 3 and 1 4 and 1 5, 0.054 centimeter. For SI unit I will write it as 5.4 into 10 to the power 1 2 and 2 from centimeter, that is minus 4 meter. So one decimal shifted to here, that brings 10 power minus 2, and from centimeter to meter conversion it becomes 10 power minus 2 more. So 5.4 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter is the cross sectional diameter of this wire. Now to find its resistivity, rho 1, R1 pi d square upon 4 L1. R1 was 10 ohm, calculated from the slope, pi 3.14, diameter we have just calculated 5.4 into 10 to the power minus 4 whole square upon 4, length is 95 centimeter, it is 95 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter. So 95 into 10 to the power minus 2. Now I take the help of calculator to make the calculation a little bit faster, but you must have practice by your own. It is 10 into 3.14 into 5.4 into 5.4 divided by 4 divided by 95. It comes out to be 2.41 into 10 raised to power. You can see here minus 4 square plus 2, 10 to the power minus 6. I have used all SI units, means it will be ohm meter. So resistivity of this wire is 2.41 into 10 to the power minus 6 ohm meter. Similarly, you will work out for the second wire, find its length, find its cross section diameter. Material will be the same, length will be different, diameter will be of course almost the same, but even then you can verify it, and then measuring length and then plotting the graph between V and I by taking the readings for second wire between voltage and right. Again you will arrange this circuit similarly across the voltmeter, place that another wire in parallel, and by moving the rheostat position for various positions you find out what are the values of V and I separately and fill them in this column. Once again plot a graph, new graph for V and I, find its slope, you will be able to find its resistance from the slope and then calculate its resistivity, and we mark that resistivity as resistivity rho 2, and then you find the average of the two resistivity rho 1 plus rho 2 upon 2, and then in result you can mark as resistivity of wire 1 rho 1 is this much. I can write it here because I just calculated. The rho 1 is 2.41 into 10 to the power minus 6 ohm meter. Then resistivity of the second wire rho 2 this one. Mean resistivity of the two wires is this. Mean resistivity we will calculate only when we are given the two wires of the same material. You all know for a given material at a given temperature the resistivity of material remains same. So there will be not much difference. Because of some measurement errors etc. This figure may change but the order will remain the same. We will calculate this resistivity on average and we will mark here. Okay. So this is all about this experiment of Ohm's law and to find the resistivity of given wire. I hope it will be very helpful to you all, and it will help you in revising this experiment. So my dear students, if you like it, please subscribe my channel, like, and so that it will be beneficial for all other students also. Thank you. I will bring one more experiment after few days. Okay, till then you can go through this video again and again, and in the laboratory whenever you get the chance, try to find out and share your views that whether it is helpful or not. Thank you. Have a nice day.